Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my show today on Dream Talk. Today's show, I told you on the last episode that it was going to be about dreams of the paranormal. I was kind of hesitant about doing the show because these are experiences that I don't often share with just anyone. So, here we go. I think I might just pick one dream and then see how it goes from there, because sometimes when I explain a dream you can get long-winded, because a lot of the dreams I have are very detailed. So I'll just pick out one dream that I had. It was probably about sometime last year. I wrote this one down, and the dream was where I was in the nighttime and I was walking down in a dark alley, and it's in a location that I was not familiar with. So I was walking down the alley, and then I get to a clearing, and then I see bright light in the clearing, and then so I turn to the right, and all of a sudden I levitate up off of the ground, and I go towards where the light is, and there happens to be this huge, gigantic, I guess you would call it a jellyfish slash, God, I don't know, squid, I don't know, but it was huge, and it was all of these pastel colors, pinks, light blues, lavender, and it was sparkly and shiny, like it had glitter all over it. And so I levitated off the ground, and then I kind of like moved myself forward towards the, whatever this thing was, just so I could get a better look at it. And I got up close to it, and I was just kind of looking at it and observing it, and it made no sense. But in the dream, I was so fascinated by it, and when I woke up, I just thought, what the heck was that? Like so many of the dreams that I have, I think that I wake up going, wow, what was that about? What was the message behind that? Is this some futuristic sea animal? I don't know. Is this something that already exists, perhaps? I don't know. It brought up a lot of questions for me. And I thought that maybe eventually that I'll draw it or paint it. But the image is so like incredible, and there's so much detail in it, and when I think about sitting down to paint it or draw it, it's just like overwhelming. So that's one of my paranormal dreams that I've had. I had another paranormal dream, and it involved a UFO. I was like walking on what looked like asphalt, but it wasn't. I mean, it was like melted asphalt, and it was all smoky as if there was some sort of heat underneath it, maybe a volcano or something. And so, like, I was looking around, and I happened to be, like, hitting the spots just where it wasn't, like, really hot, so I wouldn't melt my shoes or whatever. But I looked up in the, all of a sudden I had an impulse to look up in the sky. So I looked up into the sky, and I saw a, what you would call a UFO, unidentified flying object. But it was like, it's interesting how it was shaped. It wasn't like the standard disc shape that everybody claims to see all the time. It was like, it's hard to explain it. It's kind of like an octagon, but flattened kind of. And I could see rainbow colors of light coming down out of it. It was beaming light out of the actual UFO and onto the ground and on the surface where you saw that it wanted to land. And I was just kind of like, wow, okay, this is where it's going to land. And I wasn't afraid or anything. I was more so fascinated. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's helicopters, you know, cops shooting at this UFO, and then it zips away, and I'm like, oh man, I want to see who's going to come out. So that was one of my UFO dreams, and after I had that dream, I started thinking, wow, I mean, it's not like the first time that I've ever thought that there's like life on other planets or anything like that. But when I had that dream, I thought, if, when, and if, not if, when they do land, and I think they've already, I think that, this is my opinion, I think that aliens have already integrated themselves into our world. So anyway, get used to it. But anyway, what I think that is that with that dream, after I had it, it was giving me some like insights and thoughts that maybe this isn't the first time I've dreamt of a UFO, and maybe this is the first time I'm really recalling it. Like with a lot of dreams that you have and you forget, and you can't recall them when you wake up. I mean, maybe this is one of several that I've had, and it puzzles me. And it makes me more interested in things other than just science, based in scientific knowledge. There's a lot of things that I can't explain with just science, and that's where the paranormal realm comes in. And there's people that have had these experiences as well, that first-hand experience, that can tell you exactly what happened and how it affected them and what they did to understand it and make sense of it. For me, I think it's like knowledge, finding more knowledge about things that you dream about that you may be confused about, whether it's UFOs, alien aircraft, strange sea creatures, alien-like sea creatures. I mean, so yeah, that was another one of the dreams I had that was paranormal in nature. And then there was another UFO-based one. Well, there's more than one, but one more I can mention is it's crazy too. I'll cut to the really important part with the UFO. Me and my son, we went outside of our house, and it just happened to be the same house that I grew up in when I was a child. I went outside, we both did, and we stood like outside the house. Just so happens that Madonna was there, which was weird, the celebrity. Okay, whatever. That's a little tidbit. I tried to go over to talk to her, and then she just moved away from me. And then so I turned around towards where my house was, and I was on the other side of the street, and so was my son with me. And we were looking across the street, and we could see, I guess, probably it was about like a older kid, and he had like this remote control, supposedly. It was like a silver thick box, and a metal box, and there was no knobs or anything on it. But there was this object hovering over him that was shaped like an octagon, but a little bit longer. I have to draw it out. And he was acting like he was controlling it. And so me and my son went over to get a closer look. And he wasn't controlling it. He just didn't want anybody to know that it was an alien aircraft. And he wanted to make it look like he was doing a remote control, like it was fake. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of symbols in that, too. And, not every dream that I have about UFOs is specifically about UFOs. It could be symbolically about specific things that are going on in my life where I feel alienated or whatever. But some dreams straight up just seem like that's what they're about. They're trying to show you some other realm, perhaps, is what I'm thinking, especially with that one dream that I had with that huge sea creature that was levitating off the ground. And first of all, let me tell you, I found it strange that it was not in water, that it would, like, possibly die, because it was like, it looked like a sea creature. That's all I can say about that. It looked like it was huge, it was levitating, it looked like, I guess, that it could live in water and on land, I guess. But yeah, it was a very interesting dream, to say the least. I mean, I do want to eventually like start drawing out all my dreams and painting them to the best of my ability. There was one dream that I had that I did paint, And I'm not sure if I'm ready to share that one because that's very bizarre. But yeah, the dream world, I mean, especially the paranormal dreams, can be very like eye-opening because it's kind of like it gives you a key into like so many other ideas and thoughts and possibly realities that actually exist. And it gets you thinking and gets you out of that mundane, everyday world of 9 to 5 and realizing that there's so much more going on, definitely than meets the eye, you know? Why would you dream about something like that? It's not just random, in my opinion. All these dreams you have are for a reason. And dreams are specific just to you, to the person. And so, yeah, these dreams were very fascinating, very strange, of course. To most people, they would think it's like crazy. But for me, I feel like these dreams give me a message. Whether I figure them out right then and there after it happens, or rather, you know, I let it stew a little while and think about it, and then a year later it starts to make sense. So yeah, dreams are very important, and the paranormal ones are very fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed me sharing these two very unique dreams with you. Next week, I think I want to focus on like futuristic dreams. See if any of you guys have had any of that. And feel free to leave a comment down below sharing your experience. I love to hear what everybody else is dreaming as well. And also, feel free to like check out the other videos I have as well on here on my channel. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed this and you think somebody, you know, friends, family would enjoy it. You know, we all dream, and that's something we definitely have in common. We may not always like recall the dreams, but we all dream, and your dreams are important. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they're not, because your dreams are a part of you. So keep that in mind, if you will. Alrighty, guys, take care of yourself. Peace.